This is the power that the champions possess, and they'll be hoping to display it again in Semple Stadium tomorrow. Well, Clare, too, showed considerable hurling prowess in their semi-final, particularly against the unfancied Cork side, the county that had frustrated them so very often in the championship.
Line. This is John Fenton. He missed that ground stroke. Martin Meehan taking it up then. That was cut off by Donal O'Grady, and it was a vital and crucial interception because Gerard McInerney had stolen in behind him. And that was beautifully knocked on by Pat Horgan. Now Jimmy Barry Murphy here. He's got round the full back and he's got the goal. Bearded midfielder just outside the 45-metre line. Noel Ryan breaking it down to Enda O'Connor. The shot is Johnny Callanan here on foot of Solar on. The goalkeeper gets to it. It's in. Just over 5 minutes to go. 21 is Bertie O'Murphy. This is Tim Crawley. This is still Tim Crawley. He's got the shot in the goal. Tim Crawley just walked through with that.
However, Tim Crowley's goal wasn't enough to prevent Clare winning, especially with the new spirit that they showed in their semi-final. New spirit that was exemplified by the restored half-back line. That, in fact, and the impressive manner the newcomers settled into the team were the decisive factors. Sean Heher back from an injury for that semi-final to restore the superb half-back line of 78, with lots of physical power that enables him shake off the attentions of the opponents here. And of course, he's got the supreme skills, the confident ball control that makes him such a significant factor in this line, which is really the foundation stone of the Clare hopes tomorrow. And Ger Loughnane, the number 5, on the right flank of that half-back line, playing this summer with renewed vigour, as here when he dispossesses Sean Leary, and the lines completed by the currently superb Sean Stack.
Sean Stack, absolutely superb fielding by the centre half-back. Sean Stack again, magnificently fielded.
Not forgetting Barry Smith, the way he has settled in well at right corner back. He's a safe fielder and so determined to get out the clearance. And Martin Meehan, whose versatility is underlined by his ability to play wing back and wing forward, and as he's done in this summer's championship. He plays with great mettle and consequently adds purposefulness to the attack. In the semi-final, he got a couple of valuable points. Leo Quinlan, one of the most recent additions to the side, but a worthwhile one. See his opportunism and quick-wittedness after Johnny Callanan's solo when the ball rebounds from that goal mouth. And Ger McInerney, the other corner forward, quick and decisive. He's first out to the ball here, ahead of Donal O'Grady. He has steady control and he's sure of himself, although this his first Munster semi-final, and he beautifully places that long delivery. Noel Ryan, the third member of the full forward line, big and burly, so he's not easily knocked off the ball, and he provides lots of headaches for the opposition's backs. And also in that attack, Johnny Callanan, of course, having a splendidly successful year. He's now 26 years of age and showing a devastating turn of speed. He's got all the skills a great hurler needs, and he displays alertness and incisiveness as he hooks an opponent and cuts away to give Clare a marvellous point. And in the new midfield, Declan Coote has been a discovery of real significance. Mobile and quick, look how he takes off from Pat Moylan, his marker, with those long striding steps and unwavering self-confidence. And yet 3 months ago, he wasn't even in the team for the quarter-final of the league. But his well-taken goal in May wrapped up their championship victory over Waterford.
Clare fluffing chances. This is Declan Coote, and that's in! Yes! Declan Coote from midfield.
And Tony Nugent, the other midfielder, he's the son of Matt, a 55 star, and he contributed those glorious late points at such a crucial stage of the match against Cork.
Martin Nugent here, and it's yes! Clare are playing with such self-assurance now.
Tony Nugent then, and not, of course, his brother Martin. Well, this is the fourth provincial final between them, and Clare have still to beat their neighbours in one of them. Limerick winning in 1918, 55 and 74. But in 1978, Clare were dominant when they clashed twice that year, and the first one was in the league semi-final.
So the crowd in Semple Stadium certainly having lots to enjoy in these early minutes. These great rivals, neighbours down in Munster, and that's a goal from the full forward. It's Joe McKenna. And then Dominic clearing it away for Limerick. Joe McKenna, and that's the second one for Joe. Comes to Paddy Fitzmaurice. Hand pass to Liam O'Donoghue. Liam driving it ahead. Eamon Cregan in under it, but this is Joe McKenna again. Joe, it's blocked. And Joe McKenna tries it again. It's blocked off of Jackie O'Gorman. It's gone over for a 65. Column shot, dropping it in towards the large parallelogram. Pat O'Connor bouncing off his hands, gets it back again. And this is his brother Enda, and that's the goal for Enda. Now Clare have the wind behind them this half. Colm Honan going ahead with it and taking the shot, and the goalkeeper gets to it. A great save it was. This is Joe McKenna for Limerick. This is Dominic Punch, but Jimmy Carroll, it's great save by Seamus Jurek. Oh, what a good save. And the man settling the ball ever so carefully for himself for this vital shot. Eamon Cregan, the left corner forward. Taking his time with the shot now. And it's stopped by Seamus Jurek. Then Lucknown gets it out. Relief for Clare. Now Eamon Grimes bending over it. This delay can't help him. And it's stopped again by Jim Power this time. And then Seamus Jurek does it again. What drama there is in this semi-final. And listen to the Clare roars. John Maloney looks at the watch. Willie Fitzmaurice, Joe McKenna, he's done it, but it's too late.
Too late indeed. The league semi-final of 78 there, and later in July of...
The Munster hurling final is one of the great occasions in Irish sport. A day not just for the hurling enthusiast, but for the lover of any great sporting contest. A day of colour, of excitement, of intense rivalry and tradition. A tradition that brings thousands and thousands on their annual pilgrimage. Today it's a Munster hurling final with a difference. Tipperary and Cork, those giants of the game, have fallen by the wayside, leaving Clare and Limerick to do battle at Semple Stadium in Thurles. Limerick are the champions and have, of course, contributed more than their share to the folklore of the Munster Hurling Championship. But what of the Banner County? Their new-look team has suddenly blossomed. Could they take their place in a roll of honour that embraces some of the greatest names of the game?
The atmosphere was less than electric and the crowd sparse when this Cork team from Mahabullock dominated 1890 and when the men of Tubradora represented Tipperary. But by 1932, thousands were flocking annually to this great sporting occasion, and Clare's last successful final was seen by 30,000 in Thurles. Next, the celebrated Limerick side of the 1930s with the great Mick Mackey, a handshake for him before one of the memorable contests with a Cork team captained by their number 12, Jack Lynch. What great hurlers, all of them, and the late Christy Ring, who illuminated so many finals. Jimmy Doyle, who sparkled so often with Tipperary, and John Doyle too. This in the era of mighty Cork-Tipperary confrontations. And 30 years ago, you got into the final for 2 shillings and had a sideline seat for 4 and 6. That's 22.5p today. Remember splendid hurlers from Waterford in 57. or the Cork side of 56, the last to bring the title to the Lee, until this team surprised everyone 10 years later. And no one will forget the Tipperary men of the 60s, probably the county's best era of glory. Now it's Clare and Limerick, and when Clare last beat Cork it was 1955, and then as now their opponents in the final were Limerick.